Wow. If Dragon Ball Super could do this more often. This episode was amazing. Words cannot even describe how I'm feeling for. I feel like a kid who is watching Dragon Ball for the first time once again. Where do we begin? Okay. It's official. Vegeta is officially a complete badass. We've already known this before, but his level of badassery has just taken new heights. I have a mini rant coming in this super review today, and, I'm going to be proving some things that some people were kind of criticizing me on, but I proved them right at the very end. So stay tuned for my episode review, my predictions, and my rant all the way at the end. So starting off with my review. This episode started off with Vegeta once again fighting Magetta as he did last week, and this time, he was struggling, and as, Herms was pointing out, one of the problems that he was suffering with is the fact that when he was fighting against Magetta was making it so hot, and when you look at that concealed area that Vegeta was in, it was making it extremely hard for him to breathe, which is one of the reasons why he was kind of struggling to focus on the fight, because we could see through his sweat and the way he was moving around. Vegeta was clearly struggling from that element. But the most simple concept in the world took place. Vegeta says, you know what? Fuck this. He powers up a super strong Final Flash and breaks the fucking barrier. So now he can breathe properly. Shoots it at fucking Magetta and comes at him and just hits him so hard that he even breaks the ring. It's a simple thing that happened. It's a simple concept. And the execution was perfect. I mean, the choreography for this fight was great. I mean, I haven't seen a Dragon Ball fight like this in a long time. And there was also a lot of humor that was added towards this episode too that I felt really added towards it. Because of the fact that when we saw earlier in the fight how, when Magetta struck Vegeta fell to the ground and it looked like he was out of bounds, but, the announcer noticed that Vegeta had stepped on a rock, and that was actually what saved him from being disqualified. I thought that was a lot of Toriyama-esque humor that they added into Dragon Ball Super, so I thought that was great. Added humor. I also love the fact that we also got to see Bulma and Trunks using their little sunshades when, the energy was just too much for their eyes to control. So I thought that was also a really funny scene too. It's like, where the hell did they get these shades from? And everybody else is struggling with it. I thought that was great. And, pretty much what really capitalized on this fight to me is the fact that this was a creative Dragon Ball fight. This wasn't one of your fights where Vegeta's just, completely just stronger than his opponent. Yeah, he did overpower Magetta at the end, but this was more of a different type of fight because Vegeta wasn't just having punches and kicks with Magetta similar to all Dragon Ball fights. All Dragon Ball fights, punching, kicking, shooting, energy blast. This is a fight where Vegeta was forced to not even get close to his opponent. Vegeta was struggling because of the environment. That added a lot more cerebral elements towards this episode. That added a lot more thinking, a lot more elements in which Vegeta was forced to use a tactic to actually get out of, such a contained situation. And then ultimately, he can beat Magetta at his own value. So honestly, this episode was funny. There wasn't, pretty much else to say other than the fact that this was a great fight. Now, for the comedic elements, I did also think it was funny when Vegeta destroyed the actual arena. And all of those, shards were shooting at all the Z fighters, and then you saw how, Monica was just basically sitting there just like looking, and it didn't even touch him, it didn't even come close to him, it completely missed him. I mean, I thought that was just hilarious. Like, this guy is just standing there, not even wasting his time. So, that's great. Now, on to my predictions. And my rant. Hail Zeon, Super Saiyan. A few weeks ago, when I made a video, can Kaba turn Super Saiyan? And everybody was saying, oh, Qaaman, that's a waste of time. You don't know anything. He can't go Super Saiyan because the Super Saiyans in this universe can't do it. I'm not calling you guys wrong because you guys made a point in saying that, Kaba, we didn't know. But the point I was trying to say is that he is a Saiyan just like the rest. His physiology is the same. And when we saw Kaba turning Super Saiyan, I had such a sense of gratification in that, and it was just like, wow, I made a successful prediction in terms of Qaaman. Qaaman can turn Super Saiyan, and I am so hyped to see Vegeta going up against Qaaman in the next episode. Now, because of, you know, what's been leaked before, Herms and Geekdom have talked about this before, we kind of already know who's going to win the fight. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who don't want to know the spoilers, so we pretty much already know who's going to win the fight. But it is also awesome to see Vegeta going up against another Saiyan again, so I predict that in this episode they will show some type of flashback on how Qaaman was able to attain that transformation, because he was so shocked when he saw Goku turning Super Saiyan, but maybe he was just lying along the whole time. And who knows, maybe there's more to Qaaman's story that we don't know. Maybe he's not even a good Saiyan like he was, you know, exclaiming. Now, you would think that from his previous statements about Frost from the previous episode, you would think that he is, but remember, this is Dragon Ball Super. They could always write some things off. We don't know everything, and I am just so hyped to watch this upcoming episode, guys. So that's pretty much been my Super review, my little mini rant. I didn't want to get any cursing, but I proved you guys wrong. I sold it to you guys. Qaaman can turn Super Saiyan. Hashtag Super Saiyan Qaaman. Qaaman got you again. Hail Zeon, you were wrong. Super Jane, you were wrong. All of you who said that was a pointless video, all of you were wrong. Qaaman is getting a little egotistical today. Dislike my video if you do. I had fun watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys. And remember, sometimes everything isn't what you see.